You made it! Welcome to Secret Talks. Subscribe and enjoy!
Welcome everyone to our first episode of ZK Talks. My name is MadMax and our first guest is Alex from CryptoMaze. So please, Alex, tell us something about you and what was the first days, your first days in crypto, or when you started building on ZK Sync, how it was, and the challenges there, and so on.
First of all, welcome everyone. It's a great to be here. Thanks for having me on the show. I'm Alex Evans, co-founder of CryptoMaze. And just for the listeners and viewers who don't know, CryptoMaze is a blockchain verified ecosystem for gaming and entertainment applications. So back to your question, my start in the space was like 7 or 8 years ago. So it was quite a while back in the day. I started just like interested. All this Bitcoin is like going up. Everyone's talking about it. So like a newbie, I went into Telegram chats, start learning about it. And like 3 years ago, we decided to start something big. That's when I start approaching different people. We founded CryptoMaze with the co-founders. But it was very different back then. Specifically, if you want to talk about ZK, ZK right now, everyone knows it's a giant. It has great community, great TV, amazing technology, super talented teams, BD team, technicals. But in the early days, it wasn't quite like that. I mean, it was very fun because it was a brand new ecosystem. There was no tooling. There was no influencers. There was like just teams like getting into it, getting to know the code, which is like more specific code. It's a bit different than the traditional EVM. And there were a lot of scams. So we're both trying to create this good culture around and trust around builders and with the community, trying to fight different people who just came to grab. So yeah, man, we have a lot of stories to tell around that.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, wanted to ask, how far are you with the development about the CryptoMaze chain right now?
Okay, so yeah, besides the games that we're working on, obviously we announced a while ago that we'll have Maze Chain, which will be this like a hub for applications that are verified by blockchain. Could be AI applications, could be consumer gaming apps. That's the story around Maze. So initially, we're looking at the overall design of the Elastic Chain, and in the recent months, my thought process has changed because I was listening to Alex B and Stani from Aave, and they were discussing the design of the Elastic Chain. And Stani was asking, hey, so if we have Aave on ZK Sync era, it's not really deploy Aave on every single Elastic Chain necessary, or maybe there's another way. And something very interesting, Alex just said, maybe it will be enough to have Aave only on ZK Sync era mainnet, so all other Elastic chains can just pull and use the liquidity from there. Like you just call smart contract, you call something that's on another chain. So then my brain switched, because at the beginning we start doing the BD for Maze. We started bringing like DEXs, and you have to have a DEX, you have to have lending protocol and marketplace and this and that. We started building these relationships. I'm sure you see that we've worked with a very serious team during those times. But now I saw that, hey, maybe ZK Sync era will become the actual big hub of liquidity, of everything, and you'll have different like specified blockchains for something. So meaning you can hold your assets on like ZK Sync here. You can enjoy games and applications that are on Maze. And that's made us to switch our thought process around it. So we're now extremely focused on incubating killer applications that will make us like the largest top of the funnel onboarding thing that onboards new people to the blockchain. So because of that, we continue to look at the best way to structure Main. And at this point, we're thinking about a Validium, very lightweight. And what Vitalik was saying back in Singapore, we were at the conference listening to him, what he want to see with a bit more like security practices and a bit more like trust added to the Validium. So that way, we're not going head to head with ZK Era. Will be just this complementary blockchain of fun apps, consumer applications that people can enjoy, but seamlessly you'll be able to use anything that's on the main chain. And around that, we're thinking that first we'll scale one application that is not announced. We're working on something very, very exciting. If you wanna, we can talk about it later. So we're gonna start scaling it like proper user acquisition with the proper budgeting. And then as we have the critical mass, we'll just launch the chain and it will already have like hundreds of thousands of users because of this application. This is the strategy around this.
All right, and can we have some timeline? When can be the testnet, mainnet, and so on?
Yeah. So obviously every builder in the space is aware that there are different cycles in crypto, and obviously a lot of companies performed very well because they timed their launch nicely, and many companies fell off because they launched at the maybe not the perfect time. So that whole timing of the launch has to be synced with the development and the speed and like the ramp up moment of the project. So we'll just time it as we start scaling this new application that we're building. So we'll time it around that. I don't wanna say dates or like even queue, because you can see, just let me explain. ZK Sync started 5 years ago. We were expecting it 2 years ago. Then we're expecting Portent. But it's tech, because I have all the timeline and when, where, how, but things like people think that you can start building and you go to the end goal, but it's like it's a very paths to the end goal. So most likely beginning of 25. But you'll see a lot more stuff being released before that. So first you'll see Moody Madness going to mobile with a huge revamp, like the new UI. It's just beautiful. There will be new mechanics, new modes, like the current game is very different from the one that will be released on Google Play Store. So first you'll see that. Then you'll see our new app, which is orientated around Gen Z and this virality. Then you see this app. And then because we're thinking of very interesting way to launch the chain, so that hasn't happened before, then we'll start the chain. So it will be 2025. And just to give a bit context, if you saw the first layer 2s when they launched, it was great. Oh, there's a farming moment, there's this, there's that. All my wallets are happy, family members are happy. But with every new blockchain that launched, and that now there are like 30 of them, literally 30, everything diminished. The time, the engagement of the user, the returns of the family members who participated in wallets. And it was just a sad moment. We should, it should be like a great moment when we launch, but it's sad. So the way I'm thinking is back in the day, projects were launching differently. Projects were like, instead of game, let me give you $2,000 so you can buy a PlayStation. It was the reverse. Hey, Mad Max, who is interested in this project? Will allow you to get on board with some allocation early on, and then together with the venture capital and the strongest community, but now we add the streamers, we add the viral onboarding of new users, all of us together will launch this and we ride it crazy high. So this is the thought process, not like we're gonna be raising A, B round, B round, and then say, okay, we launched, and it's like the endless pain of dumpage. So this is how much I can say about it.
Yeah, good point. Anyway, I wanted to ask you about the Moody Madness on phone, but you answered on already because I need it. I really need Moody Madness on phone for my kids because they love it, but I won't let them play only on phone. There they can play. Anyway, I wanted to also ask about the MXP tokens, because during the playing Moody Madness or the new launch Roulette, but what is live now, you can earn MXP tokens, which are not worth anything yet. But my question is, for example, if I have 100k MXP tokens, is it enough for future? Is there somewhere some leaderboard or something like that where I can check who has most tokens?
Okay, so we need to discuss the MXP tokens. So the MXP is like an on-chain reputation. It's something that in a sort represents user participation in the overall ecosystem of CryptoMaze. So as you said, for now, the MXP could be obtained by playing Moody Madness. So it's like from the gamer perspective, it could be obtained by participating in the like on-chain roulette. So this is another perspective. And you think about it, all the things I've said, that we're going to build apps and scale those apps and onboard users and streamers, bring content creators. So there'll be many more ways to earn this MXP because it actually represents different contributions of the broader community and users and their engagement in the ecosystem. So in that matter, I can't say what is enough, what is like not enough. For everyone is different, but definitely we try to make it so when we create different products and when we are building this ecosystem, we want to allow every engaged participant, no matter if it's a gamer or a liquidity on-chain junkie or a streamer or anything, to have their fair share of appreciation for building the whole thing together. So this is the way I said it. The MXP tokens, they have no value, but obviously they're kind of way of measuring things. So yeah.
All right. You also mentioned streamers. So we will both agree, I think, that gaming sector in crypto is good for onboarding, because when you are playing the Web2 games, there is always like pay to win, and Web3 is more about play to earn. So anyway, I wanted to ask if you are planning some grant for the streamers, for your community, to have some another options for earning money when they will promote you or your games and will be streaming.
So the way we look at Web3 gaming, it's a bit different. Basically, with the next versions of Moody Madness, you'll see a slight shift from like this thinking of I play to earn to like I play to have fun and I could also earn. So it's just about how we create value together and distributing the value with the aligned incentives. That's the power of the blockchain. If you think about it, the blockchain adds like trust, adds like verifiability, and when together with the community, with influencers, with technical people, we're building an ecosystem, then very easily with the power of the blockchain, we can think of ways to align the incentives and like share the created value of everything. So this also means we're thinking about streamers, like the next versions of Moody Madness, going cross-chain, like we're attracting cross-chain communities. Right now there are tournaments with the Zeek community. We're preparing multiple other meme coin communities and NFT communities to start doing tournaments, and then finally to start racing together, community versus community. And obviously, this will be very streamable, and people who create content, who entertain, could then distribute this like contents to all social medias, should have a way to have their meaningful participation like rewarded. So around that, we're working with a company called Click that is actually taking your off-chain achievements and off-chain actions on-chain. This will kind of start helping us to allow like content creators to have their contribution verified on zkSync era. So that will help us like together to find best ways to reward these contributions. So it won't be like direct grants, maybe at the beginning, but then it will be a whole system that you or me as a creator will be able to just start living out of this, to co-create communities within, and everything, every contribution, every new member you add to the game, it will be measured. So yeah.
When we are speaking about the communities, I wanted to ask about Moody Mites, because it's the CryptoMaze NFT collection. It's closely tied together. What do you think about the community? You see every day more people joining us, because I'm also Moody Mite community. So more people joining us. Are you happy when you see this?
It's like it was a long road. It was a very, very long road. Now, seeing the community self-organizing, seeing the community creating cool content, cool memes, clips, like engaging, promoting, attracting. This is, it's just great. It is still amazing. Are we at the end point? No. Actually, we on the team side, we have a lot more things to do for this community to set up a good foundation, and we know that. But without me like sounding like a bitch, like the early days were very hard for us. I just want to be transparent, because like not many founders speak how it is. Like, so how it was like these NFTs were like minted for like $30 or something. And people didn't even want to buy anything in the day. There is no promotion. There's no big market. By the way, still to this day, there is no big marketplace on zkSync era. Think about it. 5 years later, the Moody's were at some point, I mean, I'm sure you acquired Moody's for like 0.5, like 1 year, I don't remember, but we hit that ceiling. And why? Because there's not a legitimate big player, big marketplace that we can start scaling and start, because we hit the ceiling on ZK Sync. Now we have great marketplaces, but it's not like the Opals, the Magic Eden, the Blurs. It's completely different. So it was super hard at some point because people had expectations around us. We're like, we're trying to grow this, but there's a ceiling. But right now things are changing. What you guys are doing, like just shout out to the whole crew around ZK and the Moody's. You know who you are. I won't go speak with names, but the things you're doing is great. It's also kind of paves the way forward, not only for us, but also kind of telling the ZK Sync guys, hey, and communities, these people matter the most. And I have a huge beef with, now we're very close to the ZK guys, but I speak. Every time I'm not happy, I talk to them. And I told them, people are watching. So if you value other LST communities higher than your own, people see it. And we had, like, I go back in the day in this space. So we had a lot of OG people backing us, backing the project. And they're like watching from the side when they see how the ZK guys were like, okay, Koji Penguins #1, great. You ladies, amazing. These hours, they're like something. And then you see, and then I have like 50 DMs. Yo, bro, you guys were the top. You're like the earliest, the most expensive, the highest sell, most content. Not to mention like the other NFTs that we minted, millions of them around the game. So what's up? And I can't say nothing. I can't say, oh, MATLAB, they have credible neutral policy and this and that. So there are like things in the background that people don't see always. But the recent events and all the new energy around Moody Mites, the whole team is super happy, guys. And we're working. We're gonna make it like I said, it will be like everywhere. Especially with the new application, the Moody Mites IP will be on a profile of like hundreds of thousands of people. Not the original collection, but the IP. So the collection stays 333 how it is, but the whole IP will be distributed to IP.
All right. When you mentioned Fuji Penguins or Milady, I have to ask, how we want to reach that level that we will be like Medlets on Solana or Fuji Penguins on Ethereum or Celestial slots? How to reach this stage that everyone will know who we are and will be interested to work with us? And maybe, if you know what I mean, maybe. And also how to bring new builders wearing Moody Mites as a profile picture, because as far as I know right now from ZK Sync, it's only Anthony wearing Moody Mites NFT as his profile picture, and it's not much, it's not many. We need more, we need Omar, and so on and so on. How to do it?
Yeah, and that's a great question. And if you appreciate, I would be super honest about it. And I think it will be something that is not spoken. We can't hear it anywhere. So first of all, to understand how we reach the level of like Fuji Penguins, for me, definitely #1 brand and IP around blockchain. The MATLABs and the Celestial slots are different than the MATLABs and the Celestial slots have the backing in their own ecosystem. So they can achieve, you know what I mean. Here at ZK Sync, that was a no-no for years because the ZK Sync had policy for credible neutrality, meaning, let me give you an example. like 2 years ago with Maze Race, our previous game, we had over 1.5 million gaming NFTs in 7 days. This has never been done anywhere. And I was like, guys, let's advertise this. This is amazing. And they're like, and then slowly I understand how things are. Basically, they want to keep like more like neutral, more like technology focused, but at the same time, Solana Foundation and the others, they're super aggressive backing their stuff and propping it up. And that's how you got the interest of the researchers. When Anatoly or when like the Polygon Sandeep, if we were minting like millions of NFTs on Polygon, Sandeep will be like, Moody Madness, guys, this is the best. We have the best gaming. And this, you don't have this on ZKC. It's just fact. So we can't be that. And we tried. If you see, we had events with Binance. We have events with Bybit. We contacted a lot of people and connected with a lot of people. But there was never this like validation from the ecosystem perspective, ever, no matter how big we were. So to the other point, but that doesn't mean we can't win. We're still winning. On attracting people to the branded IP, yes, you're right. We have Anthony, we have the TX Sync team, we have Bio from the BD team of ZK Sync rocking it. I'm thinking Grendel also is like now wearing a new PFP since today. So we're getting there, right? But if you specifically ask for Omar, we have like a few meetings with Omar, met in Dubai, we've discussed a lot. But those higher people in the like BD stuff, they have a lot of responsibility. They have bringing a lot of partners to the ecosystem. So it's hard for them to pick something and like put it on there because they have to be balanced. So I don't understand why like they don't like pick and make kings, which we don't want to do. But still, how we do it? The power of Pudgy Penguins, one of the powers was that when Luca acquired the thing with his friends, he actually paid millions of dollars for that. And it was a big backlash. Nobody liked it, Luca. It was like, yo, go sell e-commerce shit. This is crypto. We don't. But he brought, I think, 12, 20 very reputable, influential people from the blockchain space. People like the Nansen guy, people that are like OGs, a big round table of pudgies to secure this transition. And this started to transpire when more and more builders in the space who are long-term started picking the pudgy as their own. So obviously it has to have this X factor, but I'm thinking on our like little level around ZK Sync, you're gonna see more and it's happening when people who are long-term, who like the space, who like ZK, will start getting Moody as their profile pick. And of course, we have a big campaign that like I just didn't want to spoil, but you'll be receiving some physical presents very soon. Obviously, they're very nice. And people will want them, but they can only have them if they get the NFT and other things. So now it's time to actually scale. So definitely, the Moody will be number one. It will be growing a lot.
Good to hear. Anyway, we can actually start in the elastic chains. For example, now we see that the abstract chain building on ZK Sync have some cross-chain collabs with another NFT communities, and they giving them some roles on their Discord. So this can be also interesting for Moody Mites community to have this opportunity. Can we reach that or?
Oh, you're asking questions that like, um, I'm just, obviously I'm not hiding stuff, but sometimes some conversations like, okay, let me explain. Abstract Chain, it's an amazing project. I think the vision is very cool for consumer apps and everything they do. So we actually reached out. There's like Michael Lee, who is now CEO of Abstract, I think. He's a great guy. He was at Matter Lab before that. And actually, Michael was one of the guys at Matter Labs that just helped us a ton. Basically, when we had like need to release stuff or to do something, he was always one message away. So shout out to him. But he moved to Abstract now. I think he's the CEO of Abstract. So we have like some chats with them. Obviously, there's some points that they're a chain and we want to do a chain in the future, right? So they'll be like consumer in gaming. We might be consumer gaming. So that might be a reason why they're not all come, yeah. But we can still work things together. We think we can still work things together. So we get reached out. But at the same time, I think in order for Moody to reach the levels you guys want, we have a little bit more way to go. A little bit more. Just to have these articles popping around, just to have this like overall awareness. Because the magic happens not when we push to get there, but when we are desired to be there. You're like top of the mind. So honestly, I understand that we've tried this thing with different both local projects and others, but what everyone wants is a quality project to do it, right? Like you have Celestial slots, you have this MATLab's backpack stuff. So it will happen. And let's see if we can reach the level of the NFTs that are first invited to Abstract. I think Sappy Seals, I think like this is like OG community, very strong. We need to grow our community a lot from doing that. And why there was a ceiling, I'm super honest. We're sharing the same users at some point of ZK. You understand, the people from everything, from Elo, from Zik, from this, it was the same users. So this is why we're so happy when Sticky Guys brought Megan, the Solana like chief marketing officer and stuff. Because from the longest time I was like, guys, we need to do marketing. It's not only technology. Technology is great, and I knew that it will be great. That's why we contact.
We know it. We know it.
No, but we need to let everyone know. You know how many times I'm like, yo, let's create podcasts. I reached to Anthony, to Alex, to everyone. Yeah, guys, let's explain the technology, because we are going real here. You know, at this moment, what's happening? Abstract Chain taking the technology of ZK like it's supposed to be, and they're marketing the hell out of it. So people, when they see this technology with the account abstraction, with the office, they think of Abstract. The marketplaces, you tell me, when we're going to have a big marketplace for ZK so we can do our job and send Moody's to everywhere? When? 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? Because it's abstract that the marketplace.
I think we can do it in 1 year.
Let's do it. Let's do it in 1 year. But if the big marketplace goes to Abstract first, not to ZK Sync, that won't be good, in my opinion. So
yes, but
we
but I understand what you mean with this, but yeah, we have to be quicker. That's it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And I'm sensing some kind of very interesting community-based organization like around ZK Sync right now. People are doing stuff, doing content, which is what I love to see. Like self-organizing, promoting the technology, creating podcasts. This is the way.
Yeah, we are trying. We are growing, and we want to push the content and show everyone how good it is. All right, I have few more questions. One more is that we know already who knows you, know that you are participating on crypto events. So I wanted to ask, what are you doing there exactly? Did you make some deals already, and so on?
Yeah. So during the first year and a half of CryptoMaze, we weren't participating at any conferences. It was like build. Obviously, we're focused on building the product. Then when we start doing Connect for ourselves, as I mentioned through the years, we've worked with different teams. We're, I think, well known kind of in the space, not like super famous or something. So then we understood that on these conferences is where you build very strong connections, when you can discuss with people, all those people you see on Twitter, you can sit, talk to them, discuss, show ideas. So what I do usually on these conferences is like a couple of days, like morning till the early, it's like morning to almost morning, networking with people. Let me see what I can share. Obviously, there are a lot of meetings with venture capital. I don't comment on these topics because, guys, you understand that you don't need me to comment on it. Like, you need us to create a super valuable organization, which you're a part of, and like not commenting around everything is the way to go. So there is a lot of that. There is a lot of BD. Basically, now we're thinking, what could be the next moves? Is the Bitcoin Layer 2 popping right now? Are people interested? Is really Telegram a place to scale Web3 games, or is it just a farming playground? Is it just a fact? So all these nuances, we can very quickly pick them up on the conferences, because there's like overall energy and vibe and information that goes, and you can cut through the bullshit, and you can establish connections with the meaningful one. For example, this was in Singapore. Obviously, listen to Vitalik around Validiums, because we're doing a Validium. What could be the future? How we implement some plasma elements into the Validium? Things like that I don't speak about it. We just deliver them. Then the guys from Click 2049 is like it's like a co-process for like bringing off-chain data on-chain. This is something that I thought, if you're a streamer, if you have like a stream account, we can pull that data, how many hours you play, how much you spend. Then you can verify that, oh, wait, Mad Max has spent like this much hours in this game, so this will contribute to your on-chain reputation, that us and other companies can. Things like this, basically constant BD and networking. And the other stuff that we do is like the hidden secret. We usually get some VIP tickets for it, which might sound like a waste of money, but actually, when you go to the speaker room on these conferences, there's Dirstenson, there's the top VCs, the top marketers, influencers in a little room, and you're starting to be a peer of them. That's how you become a peer of everyone. So you position yourself in the, and when you do it 3 times, basically you can like bring the phone and message someone who it will be like, wow, this is what we're doing. like building this over and over and over again.
All right, that's pretty interesting. So to prove you are the real ZK Maxi, I have one more question. Are you ready?
You don't embarrass me.
Yeah, just simple question. One night with Sydney Sweeney or 1 million ZK tokens?
Sure. These are not even questions, man. If you only knew how obsessed we are with ZK and with that like CryptoMaze stuff, there is no nights, there is no nothing. Like every time I explain, guys, you guys know why you run to like from $30 to like $2,000? I tell you, because there is no Rolexes out of that. There's no Lambos. There's no, everything is like around that. Yeah. We're building like generational stuff together. So don't tell me no night. It's like bring the ZK tokens and let's do some stuff with them.
That's it. Correct answer. All right, Alex. I think we have everything what we wanted. I'm pretty satisfied with your answers. If you still want to say something, then you can.
Yeah, let me give a good finale. First of all, Mad Max, basically it was a pleasure to be the first guest here. Wish you like a lot of success with this. Make sure you're consistent, you guys. Do it, and then do it again. It's a great contribution to the community, this podcast. To the whole community, not only Moody Mice and CryptoMaze, but all the people who spend time and energy on ZK. Good things are coming. And as I said, it's my like 8 years in this space. It takes time. And when the good times come, everyone is looking at you and say, oh, yeah, it's amazing. But they don't know how much shit you went through to become this. When Solana was sold off and FTX happened and everything happened, everyone about Solana, the teams couldn't raise money because the VCs like, don't know. And suddenly it starts popping, the community starts rallying, and now everyone's like, oh, yeah, they had it a lot of rough time. So just keep persevering. And of course, if you're interested in CryptoMaze, Moody Madness, Moody's, just come along, come to Discord, join the community, because what we're building, it will be the best thing, not only on ZK Sync, but I think we're going to be easily top 10 crypto all time, and you have it on record.
Can't wait for it.
Let's go.
All right. Thank you, Alex, for your time. And thank you, everyone, for watching. This was our first episode, and thank you again. Oh, ZK is the end game.